Earth is home to many creatures. Some may even consider a few of them monsters. But what of those more elusive and hidden creatures? The ones we just can't seem to find. Welcome to Monday Morning Monsters. Cryptozoologist and paranormal researcher Barnaby Jones talks about the unknown, mythical, undiscovered, and unidentified creatures from around the world, and the people who have seen them, look for them, and research them. Hear from witnesses about their encounters, as well as renowned names in the field about their work and research. Barnaby is the founder and lead investigator for Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society based in Wisconsin. Cabs travels across Wisconsin and beyond looking for connections between different phenomena and how they can all be connected. Now, your host of Monday Morning Monsters, Barnaby Jones.
There's my mic. I was muted. Good morning, monsters. Well, sort of. See, we're recording this from Lexington, Kentucky. So unfortunately, even though you're watching this live, this is a pre-recorded show. I'm sorry, I'm not there. I don't even know if I'm alive because, I'm probably driving back from Kentucky right now. Are you alive?
Yeah, no. It's been a long weekend already.
So for those of you who are familiar with my other show, Whispers from the Dark, my usual co-host on there is our guest today, Ma. How you doing?
Okay.
I was going to give her a proper introduction and bring her on the show, but she said no, she just wanted to sit down because she's tired. So Ma is our researcher and investigator and into paranormal and Bigfoot and all kinds of stuff. Isn't that right?
I try. I'm going to be my one-word answers.
This is really unusual because we don't have headsets on, so I can't hear what we're saying. So it sounds like we're not even talking into mics. It's like I'm just holding this for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
You will see how articulate she is.
He doesn't want me to talk.
So, as I said, right now we are probably driving home from Lexington, Kentucky, where we are right now recording this after we just got done driving 8 hours and setting up our booth in Lexington, Kentucky at Cryptid Con.
Only 8 hours?
Oh, it was something like that. So yeah, we are down at Cryptid Con. Can you see that? Is it on the screen? Okay, that's the other museum.
Guy.
Yeah. And this is the official shirt. And on the back of it, I wanted to show you guys this because on the back of it, yep. On the back of it right here, we are official sponsor of Cryptid Con. See that? I told you we were, so we are. So hopefully we get to see the people that we gave tickets away to today. Yeah. We stopped no, tomorrow. You gotta talk into the mic.
Today is over.
Today is over. Soon. As soon as we're done recording this, we are going to bed and we are getting up tomorrow morning, hopefully, for a lovely buffet continental breakfast. It'll be great.
Yeah.
And the mountain monsters are here.
Yeah.
The entire
You don't want to know my encounter with a mountain monster.
We can tell stories from last year's Cryptid Con. Why don't we? Well, let's get over this. Let's get over this. This is going to be the highest, just so you know, this is the highest rated episode ever because, we got Ma and she's always, just amazing. This is the one that, Todd, you got to get the censor button ready because you got Ethan on the show. He's been on. He made it through. You got Resnick on the show. They're fine.
My filter is gone. I don't care anymore.
Absolutely. So get that censor button ready there because you might need it. You might need to edit this because I'm sorry, but we are recording this. As I said, this is live for you guys, but we're recording it on Friday night because it's going to be a long weekend. And Monday, we're going to be driving home from Lexington, Kentucky. And I didn't want to try and fight with finding Wi-Fi. And
We had enough trouble with that tonight.
yeah, just recording this show here tonight, I had to call the company that did the Wi-Fi for the hotel here just to get my laptop hooked up to record this show.
And get them to reboot all of the routers in the hotel.
They
So
literally,
you knocked everybody else off of the internet to do this show. They don't know we did, but now they
don't
will.
know that it was me. They literally powered off every Wi-Fi in this hotel remotely. So I don't even think the hotel knew that we did it, just so that my laptop would connect. That's the power that Caps has at this hotel. Yeah, we're stars.
They're gonna say you can't come back next year.
And I mean, after the drive we had down here, I'm okay with that. Oh, it was a long drive.
Yeah.
It was a long drive from Appleton to Chicago.
Yeah.
The microphone's down there.
Yes.
She's used to the microphone being in a stand right in
Yeah.
front of her face, and
Okay,
she doesn't have to
so I
worry about
don't
it.
have
But
to be seen.
again, censor button, highest rated episode. Here we go. So
The other thing is the picture that we're looking at is backwards. So if I'm trying to move so you can read the thing back here, I'm actually going the wrong direction. So it's
so
a
if
lot
she
of-
holds the microphone in front of her face like this,
yes,
you won't see
you
her.
won't see me either.
And she
And I'm
scoots-
also only half sitting on a bench, so I keep dipping over.
There's plenty of room here. There's plenty of room on this bench. We are going to get to cryptids. I promise you. Show is not just BS this week, because I still want to talk about Cryptid Con because that's where we are. And
Okay.
last year we got to have breakfast pretty much every day that we were here with
He doesn't know it.
Wild Bill from Mountain Monsters, and that was pretty fun. All the Mountain Monster guys are here this weekend. Ben Hansen, Mark Marcel,
Cliff Barrickman,
Bergman, Chris Williams, Maria Mayer, yep, and Seth Breedlove. Yep, he's right by us. So hopefully, if you listen to my other show, Whispers from the Dark, hopefully we get some of these guys on
Those
there
other
this
two.
weekend. Those other two.
Other two that were
Alexander Petikoff
Yes, those
and
guys.
Eli Watson, also part of Small Town
and,
Monsters
the
with
Pruitt guy. I saw him.
Matt Pruitt. Yeah, oh, I'm looking forward to meeting Matt Pruitt. That'll be fun. You saw him?
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like.
Oh.
I wouldn't know if he walked into this hotel right now.
He obviously didn't because he was in the room with us before we were down there.
Well, then maybe I did see him. I just wasn't picturing what I was picturing. This is
Pretty sure he was down.
this is probably good that it isn't live.
Yeah. It's really not live even here.
The worst part is we're recording this here at 10 o'clock at night, which is really only 9 o'clock back at home where I usually record this. So it's earlier than it actually is. But because we've
For
been
you, it's past my bedtime. I'm usually bed a couple hours already.
see, I'm wide awake for this show. Where usually in the morning when I get up and do this, I am fast asleep.
Yeah.
Nope, microphone's down there.
You
Gotta
need a
talk into the microphone. That's what they're there for. So, and then last year, the Sunday, the last day that we were here, we got to have breakfast with with
Matt Moneymaker.
yeah, that guy. Yep. And
Poor guy choked.
yeah, we watched him
And we
almost choke to
left him.
death in breakfast. So
Sorry, Matt. Nothing I could do.
So hopefully next week, tune in again. My guest next week is going to be Robert Kreider. And that is a really exciting episode. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully I got some more interesting, fun stories for you from this year's Cryptid Con that we're going to start tomorrow. But that's it. That's enough about Cryptid Con. Tune in next week. And
Hodag's here.
oh, the Hodag Festival is Hodag Festival. The Hodag Festival.
It's not the whole festival. Seems
Like,
like
kind of
it.
is because it's
He took over there. But he's,
Ben Brunell and Carrie Bladorn from Hodag Festival and the Hodag store, respectively. Nope, opposite. Not respectively. Respect them, but it is way past our bedtime, so it's been a long day. Yeah, they're here too. I hope
good.
you,
That's what I said about 10 minutes ago.
I hope that you enjoy this show, because if you enjoyed this episode, you're going to love Whispers from the Dark, my other podcast that I do. And there's more of this on there because we
Mostly in the car.
yeah. And you can tune in and hear Ma's Book Corner
Yeah.
and find out what you've been reading,
Yeah.
because, you know, believe it or not, when she's awake, she's very
before I go
literate
to bed.
and you know, but usually she reads before she goes to bed, so that's about
Yeah.
the same there too.
I don't remember it in the morning, but
You won't remember this in the morning either.
Oh.
Tomorrow she'll wake up and go,
Did we do
so
that?
when are we going to record that podcast? And I'll be like,
We're doing another one later.
yeah, we actually are.
Mhm.
We're recording more podcasts all this weekend. So all those great guys that I talked about and ladies that I talked about earlier that are here, Chris Williams, Ben Hansen, Cliff Barrickman, they're all here. And we typically try and get some of those guys on our show, Whispers from the Dark. And that's all pre-recorded. You can listen to that. It comes out every Monday as well. And hopefully we'll have some of those guys on there. I'm sure I can probably get Seth Breedlove, because he's literally right next to us, to come over and talk about his new Small Town Monsters, which is the Jersey Devil is his new movie from Small Town Monsters. He sent me a pre-screening of that, and I was supposed to watch it, and I just haven't had time yet, because obviously we've been on the road. And so I haven't got a chance to watch that yet, but so those of you out there, if it's like his other stuff, it's probably really good. So go out and check out the new Small Town Monsters movie, the Jersey Devil. I can't think what it's called, but yeah, it's about the Jersey Devil. So, but you've been gotta wake her up every once in a while. She falls asleep.
Looking at the bad paint job in the hotel here.
It's a lovely hotel and convention center here in Lexington, Kentucky. That
He hasn't had to fix anything yet.
I have not had to fix anything. For those of you that follow us on Instagram and stuff, you usually find my this week's
Except
episode
the
of
internet.
I had to fix the internet. I should take a picture of that. Fixing the internet and crashing the entire hotel. Yeah. So
Somebody's going to bring that up tomorrow. Oh, I don't know nothing about it.
yeah, I don't know nothing about the internet. I wouldn't know. Nope, sorry. I do not know how to connect your
Except our
thing.
neighbors through the adjoining door here. That, yeah.
And we definitely didn't tape our banner to the wall just to record this, because we're not allowed to affix anything to the wall. And we're definitely not taping that in the window all weekend either, aiming out of our hotel room. Just saying, we are not doing that. Just
Please don't shoot it. No, that's my neighborhood. Never mind.
So you let's get into this week's episode.
I thought we were.
No, this is a typical Whispers from the Dark episode.
okay,
We need
yeah.
to get to the Monday
That's
Morning
true.
Monsters episode.
That's true.
And if you've bared with us this long, thank you. Because
You see me shake. It's not a disease. I'm cold. I keep seeing my microphone shaking in front of me.
literally in the 70s to 80s, I have pictures of this. I'm out there in a t-shirt. Fine. She's got a beanie on, sweatshirt, coat. Literally, there's a coat laying on the bed here that she was wearing up until we started recording this podcast. because she was
Past
too
my
cold.
bedtime, I'm
Too cold.
cold.
Yeah.
But he told me to turn up the heat. Usually, he's got the air conditioning going in here. It's too cold.
It's a balmy temperature in this hotel right now. What are you looking at?
You turned it up.
I did, yes, because I was cold
Mhm.
after my rage went down from fixing the internet.
Mhm.
I was warm then. Anyway,
Cryptids?
cryptids, yeah. So here's a question that I get asked all the time. Have you ever seen Bigfoot? And every time I hear that question at our booth, I go, no, but
Yeah.
so once and for all for the listeners at home, let's start out with the hiding adventure.
Okay.
So here's where it starts. Ethan and I and Ma and Craig Salk were up at the hiding adventure, and Craig and Ma were sitting at base camp. So they kind of got their backs to this big metal roofed carport, open sides carport. And as we do up there, me and Ethan would walk to the back of the property and kind of stir things up, and then we'd walk back past base camp to try and get whatever's back there to follow us. And then we went back past base camp over to one area of the property, out to the main road, and then back to base camp. So while me and Ethan are doing this,
Craig and I are just sitting there, and we sit facing the field towards the back of the property, and we just listen, and then I document stuff that happens. I time stamp it, and whatever he hears or whatever I hear, which direction it's coming from, and so we're just sitting there, and we kind of chit chat because we found out that talking brings them closer. I don't know if they think we're ignoring them or what when we're really trying to pay attention, but if we talk, they come around. So we were just talking, and then I tend to keep looking around. On the hiding adventure, there are these signposts, and they're covered with black plastic bags. And even though it's dark out there, you can still see black on black, and I can look around at each one of those posts and kind of judge my surroundings. So there's one that's to my left, and I watch that one, and then there's one towards the right and behind us where I have to look through the carport in order to see it. And I turn around and I look, and it's like, yeah, I can still see that sign. And the one time I turned around and I couldn't see the sign, but in front of it, at the end of the carport, was this huge black on black silhouette, like of, it had to be a Bigfoot. There's nothing else on the property that's that big. And I saw the arm was already halfway up in the air, and then it went up further, and I thought it was going to like hit the metal carport like a bang, so I'm like bracing for that. And so I looked away, or I looked back forward, because I don't want to, stare at it or whatever. We don't like run and chase it or whatever. We just are there to observe it. So when I looked away, I was waiting for the bang. There was no bang. And I turned and I just said to Craig, I just saw something over there. Or I said, I'm not going to look over there again. Yeah. And he goes, why? And I said,
he goes, what'd you see?
Yeah. And I said, a shadow of a Bigfoot, and he said, yeah, he said more than that, but I can't say that. And anyway, holy swear word. So, but he didn't turn around and look. But before that, we did hear, we hear the typical coming around through the property. Yeah. We hear it cross in front of us and then come up alongside us. And we did hear that. And I just documented. And then when I turned around and saw that, we just sat there and went, okay, and then waited. But when I turned around again, it was gone in a matter of, not even a minute, because I said I wasn't going to look over there, but I did. because I didn't want it to come up behind him, and he didn't want that either, but which it did the next time we were up there. Then he got scared out of his chair because he thought it was right there, but we didn't see anything that time.
Yeah, that's the only time that we've seen, the team has seen something up there. But we have.
You know what happens when I talk too much. I don't. No, I don't talk anymore.
Yeah, we've had a lot of audio. What you're talking about is I think it was a week later or 2 weeks later, we tried a very similar experiment with me and Ray, and we went to the back, and as we were coming out, something tried to catch up to us and ended up running through the woods. And Craig, you can see this on our episode of Finding Hiding on YouTube. It's episode, I think it's Something Big is Coming or something like that. Something Big is Coming is the episode title, but it's on YouTube. You can watch her see the Squatch and the reenactment of it and stuff like that. But you actually see the footage of her turning and looking. But then we have the following week was when it ran through the woods as well behind them, and we've been growled at up there. I've heard very heavy footfalls walking through the woods back behind the pond as well. I had something else to add there and I couldn't remember what it was.
That Craig jumped out of his chair.
Oh yeah, he heard it. He heard it going through the woods, and when we matched up the timestamps of the video and the audio, because we had an audio recorder running in the woods over there that night, and you literally hear this crunch, 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 crunch of something big moving through the woods, and it would be at the exact same timestamp as when that was. We also got in the episode you see, I think it's called That's a Hot One. And we actually got thermal of what we believe is a Bigfoot crawling to avoid one of our cameras in the back where me and Ray had walked and sat down. And then we also got a trail camera picture from that same night as well. But not the same night you saw it. But, that's what I was going to say. The night that you saw it, I said you see it on the camera. Well, there's also... For anybody that's seen our van in person, we have 4 security cameras that we run out into the woods and stuff around the property, and that when we're camped out up there. And the security camera that was aimed directly at where the creature would have been, the IR of it whited out the entire screen. So we did not capture that. And the IR from the camera that is recording that we always have on her and Craig at the time, that one's IR, which is infrared light for night vision recording, doesn't reach that far back. So it literally didn't illuminate far enough back on the picture for you to see what would have been back there. But, yeah. So another,
My word against everybody else. I win.
Well, actually that night, right after we got back to base camp, me and Ethan, you told us that story. It's also, if you watch the episode, the same night that I see the clown on the property, which I've talked about on this episode or on this show before with Timothy Renner. And that was the night that I saw the clown in the woods. And I don't know, go listen to that episode. But Timothy Renner, Monday Morning Monsters, a couple weeks ago.
But your brain plays tricks on you. So
screen memories and stuff.
You saw a clown, but it could have been anything, and just went, your brain's going to see this. It ain't going to help. I already drank one of them.
Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
If you guys have not tried the purple plum Mountain Dew from Circle K.
Thunder.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I
try it tomorrow.
I have it in a thing here. I also have it in a bottle sitting over there. Anyway.
I have a bottle in the stand too.
Yeah, that's for tomorrow.
Yeah.
This one was for tonight. But then I went to the car and I found this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's also why I'm so hyper, because I've had Mountain Dew and I usually don't have Mountain Dew before the show. So that kind of
Except my eyes are
Just
shut.
imagine putting up with this for 8 hours in a car.
He won't let me sleep.
Oh, you can sleep all the
No,
way down here. That's
no.
fine. I can listen to the radio.
No,
I
no.
can listen to my podcast and everything. That'd be great. That'd be great.
We're listening to Chad.
Uh-oh. Things are falling down. I'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Knew it wouldn't last.
On that note,
Oh,
we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Wait.
Certified psychic medium Stephanie Lynn creates an authentic connection between the living and the spirit world. Stephanie knows she is here to help heal, educate, and provide validation that there is more after death, and allows herself to be a conduit and work as a team with spirit to pass on messages from their world to ours. Stephanie Lynn also works as a spiritual life coach to help you achieve, create, and manifest your best self and life. Looking for help communicating with an animal? Searching for a past life regression therapist? Or dealing with a paranormal experience? Stephanie Lynn is here to help. For a list of full services, visit her on Facebook under Stephanie Lynn Spirit Sensitive. That's Stephanie Lynn Spirit Sensitive.
We're back. Look at our beautiful banner. It is hanging thanks to our sponsors, Stephanie Lynn. She's worked with us on many occasions on our she'll be on our show coming up. She was on our Halloween special. You've gotten to work with her. I've gotten to work with her. Oh yeah, you usually work with Ellie.
Yep.
Ellie Weisensell, who we could play her commercial too, but I don't know. What's the next one on there? We'll play it next week, something like that. Yeah. So, anyway. Where were we before we got attacked by our side?
And you're asking me to remember?
It was literally like 2 minutes ago. That's why
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's gone.
So on a side note here, it's almost 69 degrees in here now. It's really gone up in temperature. It's pretty nice though. I'm really glitchy. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to tell a story of from today and your hallway interaction?
No.
No.
Don't say hi to famous people. They don't know who you are.
Even when they do. I mean,
Yeah,
you think
they do.
if she has a bad memory, yeah. So
Yeah, there's certain people.
there are certain people at this convention that you could say hi to them at every convention and they still don't know your name.
Yeah. Well, not only just say hi,
Get your picture with them, talk to them.
Been in our booth and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Nope, doesn't know who we are. Anyway, moving on.
he's very nice though. he was very nice.
Hmm.
Took it very well. Old lady rambling at him. Going, yeah, you know. Sorry. Not going to talk about the other interaction. As a dirty old man.
Ma is making a lot of new friends at the convention today.
Yeah.
So we talked about your first possible Bigfoot sighting.
Mhm.
Yes, but head over to our YouTube channel, and if you haven't already watched it, there are 2 episodes out there. The first one is Portal 31, the Haunted Coal Mine episode, and it starts there. but it picks up the story when we go bigfooting in Kentucky with the Turtle Man. And so the reason why we ended up, well, not the reason why, but one of the reasons why we ended up going Bigfoot hunting with Turtle Man was
Man hunting with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's a
That'd be
special.
fun.
I think I heard one. Never again. Never again. Boy, Ethan wasn't this bad.
Doing anything.
You're sitting there. That's all it takes. So
Only halfway.
we got up in the morning in Kentucky and Benham, Kentucky, and we were going for breakfast because the hotel that we stayed at did not have a
It was
breakfast.
during COVID. They were closed.
Did they have breakfast otherwise?
Yeah.
Oh, well, pardon me. I was unaware of that fact. So we left the hotel, which wasn't a hotel, but it's a hotel, and we can't talk about that one yet because it's not out yet.
Okay.
Okay. We did an investigation at this hotel, so we can't talk about it. It's
Okay.
coming. And so we left the hotel to go find breakfast, and we ended up driving. There's nothing in this town, and we ended up out at Portal 31, the haunted. Well, it's not a haunted. It is a haunted coal mine, but they don't advertise it as a haunted coal mine. It's just a coal mine tour. Really, really informative. You want to know anything about coal mines and the history of coal mining? I mean,
And experience the coal mine.
1,000 feet underground.
You ride the cars.
Yep.
The
Check out the
original
episode.
cars.
Check out the episode. We show some of that in there. I left a lot of the tour stuff off of that just because go check it out for yourself if you're ever in Kentucky. It's really cool. And just looking up more information about Benham, Kentucky, and it's actually Lynch, Kentucky. We stayed in Benham, but just looking up the information and the history of like the coal mining strikes and all that stuff, it was really interesting to see how big a part coal mining played in building the town and stuff, and most of Kentucky for that matter. But we're driving down to Port 30. Get the mic back up.
I
Who wants
know.
to see that? And we're driving to go find food, and we end up at Portal 31. And I said, well, hey, as long as we're here, let's shoot some B-roll footage and get some pictures of the surrounding area and stuff, and then we'll go find breakfast. So we stopped the car. I turned off the dash cam, got out, went to the back of the car, and started digging around.
He was digging in
For
the back
cameras.
end, and I was standing alongside the car, and I'm just looking down the street, and I see this all black something. People aren't monotone all over, and well, unless they're naked, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't naked, and it, no offense, but it just crossed the road like a block and a half or so down the road. And so I watched, I literally said, was that a Bigfoot? And yeah, he's got his head in the back of the car digging around for stuff. He doesn't listen to me like usual. So he missed the opportunity again. And then, so then later on in the day, I just saw it walk across the street, and then I thought it went from one side of the road to the other. But on the other side of the road, there's I don't know what you call that, where the coal goes.
A coal tipple.
Okay. There was that thing. But to get to that, you had to cross this river. It's not a big river.
It's not a
I'm going
river.
to choke. It's Little River.
It's not a river. It's
It's
like a drainage
water-
ditch.
He called it a river.
Oh yeah, okay.
He
Yeah, you're
called
right.
it a
Yeah,
river.
It's a little,
The coal
It's a little
mine
stream
guy,
river,
when
yeah.
I talked to him, he called it a river. But you had to cross that in order to get back to land on the other side. You'd cross the sidewalk and then go down into this river and then back up the other side. And a normal person couldn't. We went over there. You wouldn't go in there. And the bridge that was there was not safe to cross. So I'm pretty sure it didn't go there, but I watched for it to come towards us down the sidewalk because there was a sidewalk on the other side of the street. I watched it to go the other way down the sidewalk and nothing was there. Granted, there was a set of bleachers to where I couldn't see the other side of the street for a ways over there. So I really don't know where it went. And then later in the day, we reenacted it. He went down there and I stayed by the car. And he was so much smaller than this thing that I saw. And he took like at least 3 to 4 more steps to get across the street than this thing did. It only took like 4 steps and this was across the street. I don't know. And I asked the guy in the coal mine if there was like a miner or something, because this thing was totally black. And I said, do you have like a coal miner that's totally black, from the coal or whatever that walks, that haunts this place? And he said he didn't know of any. And he asked if it had like the coal miner hat with the light on it. And I said, no, it didn't have any hat. It was just, black from head to toe. And I don't know. It just was huge. So I don't know. That's what I saw.
There's a fence that ran right there as well. And when we went over there we did go investigate it right away. Because, so like I said, we were there to shoot B-roll right away in the morning. We went over by the Portal 31 and shot some footage over there. And then we crossed the street and we actually went up hiking. Back there's a walking.
Yeah. We went over that way, but we didn't go.
Which is behind where it was. It would have
where it would have ended up. Yeah.
We took thermal and stuff, and we did
there
go
was
hiking
abandoned
up there.
Buildings, and they're like, you can go in there, but be careful.
Literally just any building in that town that's abandoned, they're like, oh, go ahead. Yeah, go on in it. Yeah.
Go ahead. Just be careful. Don't know what's in there or who's in there. Yeah. Everything in Kentucky is be careful. You don't know where anybody is hiding. You went and crawled in that, the storage.
It was the coal.
It was below ground.
The coal return chute, I guess. It was where they dumped the coal back and it went under the road back to the other side where the coal mine was. And I can't remember what he actually called it, but yeah, it was basically like a underground like culvert kind of thing for water, but it wasn't. It was all like old coal and stuff. Mm-hmm. And where it had crossed was right underneath this tipple, the coal elevator, and it went across the street to the tipple. And I hope that's right. I'm sorry if it's not, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said it was called. And so we thought maybe this thing was down living in there, and there was some sludge and mud down in there. So I crawled down in this thing. I mean, it's big. I mean, you could, you could drive like a golf cart down there.
Like a storage shed, a bigger storage shed, but down into the ground.
Yeah, you go down underneath the road and stuff into this thing. And I asked permission, and he goes, "Oh yeah, go ahead."
Yeah, nobody cared.
Yeah, I said, "Can I go look in that?" "Oh yeah, go ahead." Okay, and he's the one that's going to call the police on me because he's the one that runs the Portal 31. So
we were right across the street from the police station. They had one car,
and the mayor was watching us while we were doing this as well.
Pulled up on his motorcycle and sat and watched us too.
Yeah, we were a big deal in town when we were there filming. Like the mayor was there. We hung out with the mayor's daughter. She took us around to a bunch of cemeteries. That's not in the episode yet either. We have a knock on the door. Can I help you?
Maybe they don't like us talking. It's not that late. I'll go look.
We'll be right back.
Maybe they don't like the noise. What time is it? 10:30.
It's almost 11.
Yes, because now they're next door in the adjoining room talking about us.
Ah, perfect. So anyway. Oh, they're in there.
Yeah, now they're in there.
Literally in there.
They were knocking on the wrong door.
Ah, okay. So what were we talking? We were talking about the coal tipple and the mayor's daughter taking us to the cemetery.
Yes.
And yeah,
We traveled around a lot. Plus, we had to watch for bears.
Yeah.
Signs everywhere that said, "Watch out for the bears."
and the people of the woods.
Yes.
We were warned a lot about not the bear, not so much the bears or the Bigfoot in the woods.
Don't feed the bears. That's what it was.
Yeah, there were signs behind our hotel, don't feed the bears and stuff like that and worry about them. It wasn't until later on that we actually ever saw a bear. And yeah. Oh, that I don't know. That totally got me distracted. Now I'm like hoping somebody was going to come in on the podcast and be like part of it. You're like,
No,
well, you
because
want to be
now
part
they
of the
have
show.
company next door. So,
Oh my god!
would you like to be on a podcast? I could open the door.
We literally know where Cliff Barrickman and Maria Mayer's hotel rooms are, so we could go down there and just invade them. But I'm just
I
saying,
don't want to do that.
no, we don't. Tomorrow.
Don't do
tomorrow's
that,
episode.
people.
We don't like it when people knock on our door.
Yeah.
You see what happens.
Throws us all off.
We get all discombobulated. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
We did- we-
Bigfoot in Kentucky, Bigfoot in Michigan.
Yep. But we did. I don't want you to think that we totally, dropped the ball on going to look for this Bigfoot. We did go over there, and we did find. You watched the episode Bigfooting in Kentucky with the Turtle Man. When we're still at Portal 31, I believe I found what could be a footprint that was there that came up from this muddy like water flow area that it would have had to cross to come up the other side and then eventually cross the road. And that's in the episode. What's not in the episode is the amazing roll of electrical tape that I found that day. It was literally this wide, like double the width of a regular roll of electrical tape. I brought that home
You're
with me.
thrilled.
It's still in my car right now. I use it very often. So we got that day too. But yeah. What else?
What have you seen? Nothing.
What have I seen? I
Clown.
yeah, I seen the clown. I have a lot of audio. I've been growled at. I've heard the samurai chatter.
Me too.
Yep.
Grilled at.
You've had stuff
Wait,
thrown
he
at you.
abandoned me. Him and Craig abandoned me in the woods.
Oh yeah.
And I got
That's
growled
not
at.
even in
and
an
I'm,
episode
like,
yet.
Sitting there on the opposite side of a bunch of those picky berry raspberry bushes. And I'm like, which way do I go? Because the thing is behind me and they're way away from me. And I'm like, I don't know where to go.
That was
I want to go toward it.
So yeah, we were back up at the Hayden property, and me and Craig were looking at this weird growth of a tree, and it was
Is that what you were doing?
yeah, we were. It was like this.
Gone.
It looked like a wasp's nest or something on the side of a tree, but it was this weird growth, and we couldn't figure out what it was, so we were going by it. Well, she doesn't like going through all the brush and stuff to get back there, and if you're coming back, I ain't gonna walk all the way over there, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I do more than you have to.
Can't we just do an edge search from the road? That's her most famous line from an episode.
First ever line, very first investigation.
That's true. Yep. Can't we just do an edge search from the road? No, we're going into the woods.
No.
Are we? Do we have to?
This was a nice day.
Yeah.
Look at that, I'm frozen. Oh, there I am.
For whatever reason, my laptop does not like running this program. So you're going to get what you get for this. So I'm sorry.
I was looking at the floor.
You do that a lot, though, normally. And we're off in the ceiling. But where was I?
Edge search from the road.
No, before that. Oh, up at Hayden, we're looking at this tree growth, and she's probably 150 feet or more away from us, at least. Way back, kind of more on the trail. We're off trail. And there was a growl from the woods so loud we heard it, and it came from behind her. And all three of us were, like, there's something there. I mean, there's no doubt. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't,
No, it wasn't no bird.
yeah. It was loud, guttural.
I don't know what a bear sounds like, but it didn't. To me, that didn't even sound like a bear.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, and this hasn't been on an episode yet, guys. So this will probably be in an upcoming Finding Hayden episode. But because we have 3 more seasons or 2 more seasons so far of Finding Hayden that we're still editing through. The next one should start coming out, I want to say in May. So you got season 2 to look forward to in May-ish. So we'll try and get that up by then. And but anyway, so she's way off there, and we get her to come by me and Craig, and I took my thermal and I'm like, what is that? And Craig goes, I don't know what that is. So I took off after it and went straight back for it, as one does.
Yeah, and then we lost him. So Craig and I just took one path up and hoped he was on the other path. What is it? The deer trail? Or
Shooting
what do you call
lanes.
it? Yeah, shooting
Yeah.
lane. And we followed the one back up to the main road.
Yeah, kind of.
And we hoped you were on the other one.
Yep.
Craig did not like that, but
Yeah, I don't lie when I say that if something was out there, I would go towards it. Everyone says, it's too scary. This thing literally growled to the point where we're all like frozen going, there's something over there. And as soon as that initial passes, I got out my thermal imager and I'm like, all right, let's go find this thing. Bear, wolf, Bigfoot, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go find out. And I didn't find anything. There was nothing there. I didn't hear anything moving. I didn't see anything on thermal, and I went directly towards where that sound came from. So if there was something there, either it was invisible or it moved way quicker than I did and got out of there once it growled at her. So
didn't just growl at me. We were all over there at one point.
It just
Then
didn't
you
like
guys
you.
just went away.
It was just you.
Okay. Always me.
Me and Craig got growled at too from probably like 10, 15 feet away. Popped on the thermal again. Actually, I think I had the thermal on already and panned over there. Nothing there. We've been growled at down in Burlington Woods as well. Didn't find anything that day either. And that was close and loud.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Followed us through the woods.
Mm-hmm. We've been what do they call that? Shadowed out of the woods.
We were still going in the woods. Then we turned around and went out.
Yeah.
Or actually, was that the day we went all the way through?
That was the day we went all the way through. We had gone in, and then that's when the branch broke.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made it back to the main trail. We went up to the power line cut, and then we came back in on the top trail.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't find anything. Came out back to the power line cut, and that's when it growled at us. Just deep. I mean, I'll never forget that. That was just this guttural, demonic growl, loud, and you didn't even really hear it at the time.
No, I was talking.
Yeah, she was talking about a deer that she thought she saw or something down in the holler down there. We're in Kentucky. I got to use the local vernacular, and so it was me and Michael Craig and his wife, and we all literally at the same time, you watch on the camera, turn and just look into the woods, and then go back and look at each other, and Michael goes, what the crap? And yeah, it kind of, the wind is blowing on the audio, and at the time we only had one camera running because this was literally the first investigation we ever did, and so the wind kind of cuts off the beginning of it. But it's on audio. It's on our very first episode, the Burlington Woods, episode 1, season 1, on our YouTube page.
Just listening to the hallway.
It's, sometimes the creepier things than in the woods are in the hallway of a hotel. I'm just saying. We're, again, recording this. So we're not live today. We're live right now when we're recording this. We may not be live when you watch this anymore after this weekend. But we are sitting here in Lexington, Kentucky at Cryptid Con, and we're going to be recording a bunch of stuff for my other show, Whispers from the Dark. So if you go and check that out, Cryptid Con. We are an official sponsor of Cryptid Con. See right there? See the little.
It's too far. There,
That's
hold
a-
over here.
Yeah, that's what happens when we have
Moving
laggy
backwards.
video. It doesn't let us point easily. But yeah. So we're official sponsor. We're on the t-shirt. That's pretty cool. We got a big booth down there in the sponsor area, I like to call it, but it's just really us and Seth Breedlove and MetaZoo. MetaZoo has been on my other show as well. And next week, we will be back live again. I have Robert Kreider on the show. He is a Bigfoot researcher. He recently saw a flying pterosaur. He had a report of the pterosaur near his home, and he did some investigating, didn't find anything, and then he went on a Bigfoot expedition, came home, and he's driving down the road to his house or whatever, and the pterosaur literally flying down the highway next to his car or towards his car or something. I don't remember exactly, but I think it flew at his car kind of in the other lane. I don't know. He'll tell the story. So that'll be next week. He is also a archaeologist, I believe.
You're guessing.
I think he's an archaeologist. He's like Indiana Jones. He looks for lost treasure. He really does. Like, that's what he does.
Did I say anything?
I
No.
I just figured you think I'm making beep up. Told you you're gonna need that censor button. I can't do this.
That's for him, not me.
Well, we'll just put a censor bar right here.
Black line.
I hope you're enjoying this, Todd. I really hope you are. I hope everyone is enjoying listening to this. If you like this
You
show,
tell we're related.
Jesus,
Just wait till we both start saying the same thing at the same time.
I don't think I can
He
say what you
hates-
just said.
He hates that.
Yes.
What, that we're related?
No, that I don't think I can say what you just said because you slurred it. She's done. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that you enjoyed today's show. We enjoyed it. It was fun. We're now awake and we have to go to bed soon because we have to get up early tomorrow for our continental breakfast at Cryptid Con, where we get to go have breakfast with all the celebrities and stuff like ourselves.
I found out it starts at 9 and not 10.
Oh, the event tomorrow? Yeah, I knew that. I get emails. I read them. I don't
Doesn't tell
share the
me.
information. I know what's going on. I don't need to know what's going on tomorrow until I wake up in the morning.
I was gonna. Never mind.
Yeah. So, oh, and then after that, after Robert Kreider's on our show, in 2 weeks, hopefully we have Ronnie LeBlanc from Expedition Bigfoot. He has a book, Monsterland, talking about Bigfoot and UFOs and stuff in Leominster. I can't say these words. Leominster.
Then you talk about me.
Yeah, well, at least mine are real words. You make them up.
Are they? Are they really?
Like, share, and subscribe. Monday Morning Monsters, and let me know if you want her back on the show. You were supposed to be. You were supposed to be on the Halloween episode.
I had to work.
That's no excuse.
I was trying to listen. I'm
We
like,
had amazing guests on that show.
I watched that show.
I watched that
It
show.
was 2 hours.
It was
I-
an amazing 2 hours. Let me know.
One of
Did you
my
like that show?
bosses came in and he's like, "Is that my phone?" And I go, "No, it's my phone over there talking." They didn't care. I can watch and do what I do.
If you want to be a guest on on my show,
Yes, not mine.
on my show, Monday Morning Monsters, shoot us an email, wisconsincaps@gmail.com. If you want to be a show on, if you want to
over
be,
this show,
yeah, you want to be the new host. If you want to be a guest on my other show, Whispers from the Dark, on our recorded show and talk about paranormal or any other experiences that you have, shoot us an email at wisconsincaps@gmail.com as well. Wisconsin Caps is what's right behind me right there. Wisconsin allcaps.com has all of our information. If you have had a sighting of a cryptid or creature or need some help on a personal case at your house or your place of business or anything like that, and you need our team to come out there or would like our team to come out there and do an investigation and try and give you some assistance. We're not really this goofy when we're actually working cases. I mean, we're really tired right now, but well, I am. But we do take this very serious when we're out there, as you probably hopefully have seen from our regular show and from our episodes and stuff. So if you have anything that you'd like to share with us, anything helps. The best advice I can give you guys is remember to get yourself a dash cam, because most of your cryptid sightings are road crossings, and having a dash cam is going to be a major help with that.
Can I do a plug?
Ooh. I don't have a plug.
No, I recently went to see Chad Lewis do his winter folklore talk in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Yeah. And it was very good. And I just wanted to say, go to his website, chadlewisresearch.com, and look at the events and find him somewhere and go see him and buy a lot of books. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Chad Lewis was on the show. If you want to see more about Chad Lewis, and he was on Monday Morning Monsters a couple weeks ago. So yeah, but you went to see him. And if you see him out anywhere, just give him money.
Yeah.
And tell him it's from us, because he'll know. Yeah.
Let's give him $1. He likes that.
We started a new trend of every time we find Chad Lewis out at events and stuff, we put $1 under his windshield wiper.
Don't do that. That's not polite to do that. Don't find his car. Just don't stalk him.
I think it would be amazing if everywhere Chad went, $1 just appears under his windshield wiper. I think he would find that hilarious.
Oh yeah, he would. And he'd be very happy. Yeah, he was very happy. Yes.
Chad is a great guy. Hopefully, as you saw when he was on the show a couple weeks ago, Chad's awesome. We've gotten to know him pretty well and see him at a bunch of events and stuff, as well as most of the guests that have been on my show. I've gotten to hang out with in person as well. And
his warning is, don't get too close to a hodag.
Yeah, he warned us this weekend.
Don't get too close to hodag here.
Yeah, because the hodag is here, as we said at the beginning of the show. Anything else you want to plug?
No. Read books. It's fun.
Is it?
It's fun for the people selling them. It's in the piles I have at home.
Mm-hmm. And the bookcase that's typically behind me at our usual recording studio. So,
you don't want to see the book I'm reading now.
Yeah, that book.
That's not a cryptid book.
It could be.
Well, it could be a cryptid book, but I don't know. I didn't read it yet.
What's the last cryptid book you read?
A cryptid book? No, I read a paranormal book.
No, what's the last cryptid book you read?
I just read Chitan Noir's Mothman, with all her little drawings and stuff and her explanations of every creature, every kind of, I think it was flying creatures, to compare them to Mothman. And and then she did a bunch of interviews in that book, one with Chad Lewis and a few other ones, and it was good. Yeah. So there you go. Go read Chitan's book, Mothman.
Chitan is the first person to be on our show twice. She was on our very first episode of Monday Morning Monsters, not Whispers from the Dark. And she was just on our Halloween special. So check her out. Check out her magazines and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say that before too, but
yes. You can get them on Amazon.com.
Sasquatch GQ?
Sasquatch GQ.
I don't know what the other one is.
Cryptozoology Digest. There's a paranormal one, and I'm sorry, Chitan. It's tired. It's tired. And I can't remember the names of all of them. You got so many. There's a Dinosauria, tons of them. If you go to Sasquatch GQ magazine and Google that, there's a website.
Look her up on Amazon. Okay, that's where I got them.
Comes up. Chitan Noir. Type that in. She comes up.
she, her products come up. You can't buy her at Amazon.
You can pay her to come and speak at
Yes,
your
you can.
performances. I'm done. All right. That's all.
Been a great
That's
show.
all.
Bye.
That's it. All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Barnaby.
Oh, I'm I forgot that part.
I'll see you next time. She
I'll be
won't.
long gone.
Next week, we have
Back to
Robert
work.
Kreider. It'll be a much seriouser show. Live again. As I said, we are recording this from Lexington, Kentucky right now because we are going to be driving home from Lexington, Kentucky. And if you want to hear all the interviews that we're recording this weekend, you can check out Whispers from the Dark, my other podcast, because those are all pre-recorded, and all the episodes that or interviews that we're doing this weekend will be part of that show. Okay.
You have a lot of faith in us as doing podcasts down there.
Yeah. I hope to interview at least, one person and have it on there. So, but until next time, guys, I'm Barnaby, and we'll see you out there.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.